It went skinny. See if yours did. Did it? Go skinny? Yeah, I did.
You like long ways?
Yep. Sorry, everybody, adjusting a little bit here. Hello. Sorry, everybody, adjusting a little bit here. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Looks like the screen locked long ways too. Yep. Frustrating. Sorry, guys. Huh? Looks like the screen locked long ways too. Sorry, guys. See. Sorry, everybody, adjusting a little bit here. Hello. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Looks like the screen locked long ways too. Yep, frustrating. Sorry, guys. Let it adjust a little bit. Thank you guys for being patient with me. Yeah, slightly angle. Let me see. Over here. How's everybody doing? If you could put in the description where you're from, what city you're from, and then, like I say, sorry guys, the screen locked. If it's even moved slightly, it does the skinny screen. So if you're watching from your phone, you should be able to turn it and get the full screen. But unfortunately, Sandstorm, Kansas via Albuquerque. Boom, boom, boom. And yeah, like I say, it's sad when the screen locks like that where you got a skinny screen if you're on a laptop. I'm so sorry. But we are going to move on. What's happening, Chris from Cincinnati? Scott, mate. Scott, my brother Scott. Mark, Martine, Lloyd, Dan Kennedy. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. 505 Bullies in the house. Nicole, Orlando. My brother Rudy. Of course, here, Tunes. What's up, my brother? Brother Sean, Gallegos. Johnny G in the house. I'm going to try to adjust a little bit, guys. So today, Lauren, all right, from Las Vegas in the house. Yeah, maybe you can turn the table. That's a good one. And of course, I'm going to be working like this. So we're going to be doing. 05 bullies in the house. Nicole, Orlando, Rudy, 402. What's up, my brother? Brother Sean, Gallegos, Johnny G in the house. Yeah, that's frustrating. Oh well, you got to deal with the technical difficulties and move on. I got a new phone too. Yep, it's adjusting some. There we go. Just a second. And of course, I'm going to be working like this. So we're going to be doing. All right, so today we are going to be doing, this is a 12-inch by 32-inch board, the same as we're going to be doing for the class in Kansas. And, you know, just because we are going to Kansas, I wanted to do a Kansas City logo. This logo, I had to cut out myself. I cut it out of the Cricut material. Which is the low-tack stencil material that you can get for the Cricut machines. And of course, unfortunately, I'm not that tech savvy. So, what do you call it? So I still haven't figured out my Cricut yet. I need to do a class. I need to take a class on how to do that. Laugh out loud. But, so I cut this out by hand. I just drew it out. Kansas City, of course. You kind of seen what the screen was for the actual live tonight. And, of course, the colors for Kansas City. And, of course, I'm not really a fan of any... I'm not like a diehard fan of any sports, honestly. But just because we are doing Kansas, we're going to do Kansas City Chiefs tonight. Next Thursday, we're going to be doing the Royals, which will be like 2 shades of blues, white, and a gold. So that'll be cool. And these are just some panels just for the class kind of to show some of the work. And of course, we are limited, honestly, super limited on time when we do the lives. So I can't do what I truly want to do. So we're going to do something just to give a good example. You know, I was trying to think today maybe do the Coca-Cola design that I do on the skateboards to break it up. Or I could do some sarape with red and gold. Kind of like the Cadillac emblem, you know what I mean? Where it would be kind of a sarape with the red and with some golds. And so who wants to do sarape? Who wants to do the Coca-Cola emblem? Let's get a quick count of what people want to do. And I hope everybody's doing good. I know a lot of people went to the Lowrider show. I just got too much stuff going on, so I'm definitely staying home. We're staying here. But definitely want to say, you know, we still got spots for the Lowrider pattern class in Kansas. It's literally in 2 weeks away from this coming up Saturday. We still got spots. Brother Nick, amazing artist, pinstriper, leafer, patterns, real humble guy too. He's going to be my partner for the class. We're going to have a bunch of awesome hands-on instructors. And of course, it's a 2-day all hands-on learning. A lot of you guys that are on this live right now took the class, and I appreciate it. Even for those that haven't. All right, sarape. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. East Coast. Boom. Dan Kennedy in the house. Vegas, baby. Boom, boom, boom. Is that where you're at, Lloyd? And then we did get a couple Coca-Cola. Okay. So like I say, the class, we still have spots. Anybody wants to take it. We get a lot of people coming from all over. I think there's people coming from Illinois. There's people coming from New Orleans, Oklahoma, different areas, St. Louis. So, of course, you know, I cut this out of the low tack. Now, I pre-took out the middle. There's actually 2 cuts inside where that blue is will come out. And of course, we're going to stick that right in the middle. And of course, our first thing is to wax and grease. We're going to clean this thing with wax and grease remover to get off any contaminants. I always use the blue towels. I love them. Some people buy those real expensive towels. Man, it's just, I don't know. I'm not into that. Personally, I've been using these blue towels for years. They always work. And of course, wax and grease remover. I need to actually pump my sprayer. And then this board too, you'll see it pop right now. This board is the Vanderslice flake. This board is actually the only board left from the class from Denver. Randy had shot this. It's the Vanderslice flake mix. It's got the 0.004, 0.008, 0.015 in it. It gives you everything. 0.04 gives you the dancing micro sequence, you call it. 0.08 is kind of your middleman. You get a little dancing, plus you get some bling. And then with the 0.015, you get your bling. That's really its purpose, is bling. So, like I say, so it looks like Rudy put Coca-Cola. Boom, boom, boom. Coca-Cola Johnny. Boom. So we got, let's count that down. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 for Sarape. We got 1, 2, 3 for Coca-Cola. It looks like we're going to be doing some Sarape. And of course, I'm going to do a border. Like I say, we're limited on time. Like I say, I appreciate you guys tuning in on your Thursday. It means a lot. It really does. I appreciate you guys. And so I always do, like I say, I have masking tape, vinyl, all of that. I'll usually do my border. We'll let this dry up a little bit. I usually do my border with the vinyl. I'm going to turn this just a little bit, guys.
You need to wear gloves with the waxy grease.
Huh?
They say you need to wear gloves.
Boom, boom, boom. I know, man. It's dangerous. We want you around for a long time. I appreciate that, brother. I know a lot of these chemicals are crazy. I got this app just even for your everyday like underarm deodorant, soap we use. It's called Think Dirty. It's an app you can get, and you can scan like any product, the barcode, and it'll show you what the ingredients are and if they're good for you, if it's dirty, if it's clean. Pretty cool app. It's called Thinking Dirty, and that's not even sponsored. I know it sounds crazy too, Thinking Dirty. It's not really what it is, but like I say, so I'm gonna keep moving this board around too. Hopefully you guys are able to follow. And like I say, I got this new phone. It's so sad. Started with it rotated. Very frustrating. It is what it is. But I'm gonna lay first my 1/4 inch orange fine line. And like I told you guys, even in the class, or other people that haven't taken the class, I just eye it against the edge. I'll eye it literally. I'll just go down in 1/4 inch all the way down against the edge. Same thing. You can do multiple things. Like I say, we're limited on time, so I'm just literally going to square it up. I'm going to square it up. You guys that know me, I'm super shaky. What do I always say? If I can do it, you can do it. Like I say, we're just going to run. We're going to run this 1/4 inch all the way down, all the way around. Make sure it's stuck good. Go over it. We'll flip it. Square it off. Boom, boom, boom. Your trusty razor blade. Some people use a X-Acto. Some people use just a razor blade. Back to this, like I say, I'm pretty shaky. If I can do it, you can do it. And I'm going to Tilt this back some. Super shaky, and I'm trying not to get in the way too, to where you guys are seeing my head. Man, and I haven't went live because I got in a bike accident on my BMX bike 3 weeks ago. Man, we were in the famous Tony Hawk ditch here in Albuquerque, booking, probably doing about 35 miles per hour on my BMX bike. And of course, if you guys know Albuquerque, the ones that don't, we have a bunch of ditches, like a bunch of arroyos, like, you know, the Yarona. We got, and man, some of these ditches are so cool for skateboards, for bikes. And this is like a route I always go. And I was down in the ditch, and there's a lady jogging down there. She had her headphones on, and I tagged her going about 35 miles an hour, flew head first, boom, boom, boom. She had to be rushed in an ambulance. I should have went in an ambulance, but I was stubborn and didn't. Had to go the next day to get CT scans, everything's good, but man, I hurt my back, neck. So I've been down literally for the last 3 weeks. That's why I haven't had a live, but doing a lot better, thank God. Like I say, we're going to be leaving, not next week, but the following Monday for Kansas. We're excited about that. So then, always when I run my border, I always tell you guys, I always hit it with the 3/4 inch to protect that edge, to where you're not cutting. You're not having to cut every line that goes off the edge. You're not having to cut. You can just let it go off the edge and not worry about cutting it. Most people do that. It's a lot of extra work that you don't have to do. This, I'm just using literally a cheap, this is the J-tape, super low end J-tape, 3/4 inch, real thin stuff you don't want to leave on for days, but perfect for what we are doing. Perfect. Real thin, easy to tear. I forget what degrees it's good at, but like I said, super low end. This is the lowest end they make. I have a bunch of that too. I don't have it listed though. I think it's one of the rolls that's in the kit. The lowrider pattern class kit, or I think there's one roll of it that comes in that 22 roll kit. So I'm literally just 3/4 inch all around the edge. My purpose is to protect and save. It's back to thinking smart, think smart, everybody. Like I say, think smart to where you're not overworking, cutting lines off. So literally we got that there. Our next step is going to be to literally put the logo on. Is going to be first. So I didn't want to have it already masked and taped. Wanted you guys to see it. Like I say, you guys can do this. Man, it's literally drawing it out. Cutting it by hand if you have to. If you have a Cricut, man, I mean, that's the ticket. Like I say, I have one. But I am not tech savvy. And I need to figure out how to use it. And I bought, like, I forgot what it's called. It's like the other brand. It's like, but I got it at Hobby Lobby for a super good price because they discontinued it. They weren't going to carry it no more. I forget what it's called. But that's a whole nother story. How's everybody else doing? Who is on here that's in Stone Customs? Yeah, buddy. Shout out from Denver. My brother Zach. Who is at the Vegas show right now? Who's in Vegas? No, that's kind of a big deal. I'm going to go with the orange low tack. This is the low tack. Literally, I'm going to put this across. This is just to keep it on, just for me to transfer it. I'm going to run it across a couple times. This is, I have this too on the website. Everybody loves this for masking patterns, super low tack. If you're doing pinstriping, you want to do scroll work, You want to put it on, you want to draw out your scrolls and cut it out too, you could use this. Super user friendly. Like I say. This is just to hold it down. Usually you could trim off. Usually this would be all trimmed off, like I say, because I cut this out by hand. Like I say, so I'm basically flipping it over just to get off the the paper here. Of course, with my shaky butt, it takes forever. That's the only thing, man, how shaky I am. It's like, man, everything takes a little longer, but I still get the job done. Actually gonna peel off everything. Let me cut some of this excess off real quick. Pain in the butt. The only reason doing this, because like I say, I wanted you guys to be able to see it to where it wasn't totally taped and ready to roll. Get off some of this excess. Once you get it going, there we go. You always want to be careful when you are peeling it. Almost. And wants to stick to it. Like I say, my dad, he's got Parkinson, man. Super shaky. I've been shaky too for the majority of my time painting, but it's definitely progressed a little bit. This one wants to be a little pain in the butt. There we go. Okay, what a pain in the butt. That probably looked crazy. But, so then this, literally, we're going to put this back out. You want to basically just stick it right in the middle wherever you're sticking it. If you're sticking it somewhere else, I mean, that doesn't have to be there. But, you know, for the most part, you want to make sure where it is where you want it, because it is down when it's there. And you definitely want to make sure it's down good. I'll usually get a credit card. Probably should pull out the one that somebody tried to use, the 18th. Somebody tried to buy a Apple laptop with this credit card. So if you guys want the numbers, you guys can have it. It's no good. Laugh out loud, but serious. Man, this fraud deal is getting crazy. How many of you guys have got burned on fraud? So then this, we're going to take this off. Depending on what I want to do, I'm going to go back. Come on, little buddy. I got Uncle Rudy's here in the house too. Boom, boom, boom. So there's that. I know it looks crazy because it's kind of inked. Whatever else you want to call it. Broken world, Rob, it is. Yep. My brother JR, what's happening? Yep, we are living in a fallen world, man. And this hacking stuff literally is going to get worse. It's going to get real worse. So there's that. I actually do. We could leave this open and the patterns could go through it. Or we could literally tape this up. And I could have left that tape on there. But I'm going to probably go over it real quick with some white tape that I got. And just razor blade around it. This is a little bit higher tack. I'm literally just going to go kind of around the edge. I appreciate you guys tuning in that are from East Coast. I know it's already late. It's already 10 something. I appreciate that. I'll try to be a good steward of your time. Boom, so that's all masked up, protected. Tom G, I got scammed just last week. I'm waiting on her. Yep, me too, same thing. My card won't be here till like next Friday. Crazy, like I say, somebody tried to buy a laptop from the Apple store. And thank God they did it. And hit me up and asked if I bought that. And I said, absolutely not. But if you guys want to give me one, I'll take one, you know what I mean? Like I say, there's several things I could do. We could do another pattern going through this real quick, and then the sarape going through it. So, you know, I probably will. Let's do, and just to give you guys know me, I like to use a little bit of everything. I have a bunch of 3M for sale, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, 3/4 inch. A lot of this 1/8 inch was super hard to find. I have about 400 rolls of it. Rudy found me a nice little connection. And so I have a bunch of that. And of course, got a bunch of the J tape. I appreciate you guys supporting. And you know me, how I like to mix it up. So we're literally going to, I'm going to come through here. I'm going to come through. I'm going to go off the edge a little bit there. And then I am going to turn it. And we're going to do an old school S pattern right through it. Boom, boom, boom. And what I usually do, I will leave about this much. I will tear about that much off till I get this side going. And I'm literally going to flip this board this way. I'm going to come back down this way. Same thing. I'm going about a half an inch, maybe a little less away from it. And then literally going to turn it. And then what you could do, if you're trying to get this perfect, if you're literally trying to get this perfect, you could literally come in, you could space it, you could put tape, you could put like 3 or 4 of these to get your lines perfect. Let's say you did want to get to space this out. You could put a couple of these, however thick you're going to do it. And then you could come in and make your turns. But like I say, we're going to eye it. Usually I eye it for the most part on some stuff. And usually I do for like this pattern, pretty decently thick. It ends up about 1.5 inches, 2 inches space in between there. Like I say, you can kind of eye it. And then literally come here, turn, nice and smooth. Boom. And then I will literally come back on this side that I tore and peeled. The reason I did that, I didn't want to go because I wanted to do this side first so the spacing is correct. And I come back and just do this turn here to where you get your spacing correct. So we're going to do that. Boom, that goes through it. Now some of these super stragglers on the ends, like I said, you can just barely cut to where they're not snagging when we're moving around it. Same thing on this side, but you want to keep them hanging up. It's going to be easier to tear with each one. So this right away, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in, I'm going to mask this instantly. Like a lot of people say, like from the class, they will continue to run lines over it, which you can. There's nothing wrong with it. But we're trying to think smart. We're trying to tape this to where it's puzzle taped, to where it's like the last thing taped, first thing sprayed. So I'm going to utilize this pattern here. So I'm going to literally come in with 1/2 inch. I'm going to come in with 1/2 inch tan. And I'm going to do just right against this. Literally here. I'm going to come in, turn. Now this one is a little bit harder to get that turn. Literally right here. Might take you a few times. You might have a slight little wrinkle in it. But you can make it happen. And that'll be a pre-taped, already taped up fade ready to go. And then the rest, I'm going to come back real quick with this cheaper J-tape. I'm just going to come in. Same thing, mask up. This pattern. Boom, boom, boom. Fill it in. Come back again. Fill that in. Boom. I'm going to come back with this little gap here just with the 1/2 inch. Make sure you don't got no little slivers peeking through. So that one's totally ready to be taped. That'll be one of the last ones sprayed. That design right there. How's everybody doing? Can't see video too well. I know it is a little fuzzy, huh? That's so frustrating, guys. This technical. Let me see. How's it look to everybody? Is it fuzzy? And of course, give it a second to. I'm trying to adjust it again. So frustrating. Let's see. How's that look, everybody? Can everybody hear me good too? My brother JR got me for my birthday a mic. It connects to the phone. Hopefully you guys can hear me pretty good. We were having issues last time. JR East and perfect. All right. Cherry. How about, can you guys see good though too? It looks fuzzy on my iPad for some reason. I got my iPad over here to the right. Yeah, I'm using the mic, my brother JR. Appreciate it. So now I'm going to come back. We're going to come back. We are going to do, I'm going to do probably one more design. We're going to do to where it ends up 3. I will actually come in with, let's come in with actual 1/8 inch this time. So this one, I'm going to literally run. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the 1/4 inch still away from here. So I'm going to line it up right there. Same thing. Going to come down this, do about the same gap that I have on the other side. Boom. Same thing. I'm going to flip this thing over. And these are what you would call good old S patterns. This is like in your arsenal of tools. This is mandatory. This design right here, what we're doing is mandatory. This would be like a nice border. I mean, on almost anything. If you're doing anything, it's one of your main designs for a frame. I call it a frame pattern. So now you got the 1/4 inch there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing this. I'm going to go about maybe a 1/2 inch away from it there, all the way down. And then I'm literally going to swing this right here about a 1/2 inch. Same distance, all the way down. Same thing. Now I'm going to come back right here. I'm going to cut this. We're going to come back. We're going to cut this right there. Boom. Cut and peel. Cut and peel. So you get that nice little sharp little point right there. And then same thing. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Same thing on the other side. Panda R. Where can I purchase? There's a link. There's a link, my brother, in the description on this actual live tonight. And you get all kinds of tape, Vanderslice shirts. I sell chrome silver flake every size, 0.02, 0.04, 0.08, 0.015, 0.025, the big flake. You can get all that on there, man, by the pound, the 1/2 pound. I have some in the little jars. Your best bet is to get a pound, though. You get the best bang for a pound. I think if you buy the little jars, it would probably end up costing you like maybe $100 for a pound versus 70 or 65 for a pound. I think some of them I have on there for 65. Some are 70. There's some on there, the flake, where it's the quick coat. It's got 4 sizes in it. It's a little more expensive because the smaller the flake, the more expensive it is. But I appreciate everybody's support. Definitely, I really do. The panels, I'm going to be doing panels pretty soon. To be selling them. Boom, boom, boom. but don't have any for right now. What do you call it? And then my brother Zach, honestly, vinyl or fine line, brother, the masking or fine line, I use a little bit of both. Honestly, depends on what you're doing. If you're doing some pretty heavy turns, you can get away with masking tape. A lot of us do. But it will leave you'll get little leak throughs. And of course with the vinyl, it's a lot sharper. But I honestly use a lot of masking tape. It's more affordable. If you're going to be using hundreds of dollars worth of tape, it's hard. Vinyl doesn't tear up real easy too. I mean, you literally got to cut each one. It takes a little more time, but it is a little cleaner. But it does cost, I think $4 more a roll. It's usually $10 a roll for eighth, for quarter. So now we got this right here. We could even leave it like that, but I'm going to end up we're going to do something similar here. And what we're going to do, even just to kind of throw it off, we're going to use the 1/4 inch against the 1/8 inch, spacing it out. And then I'll use the 1/8 inch over here just to kind of make it look cool. And usually with this one, what I'll do, I'll flip it. Same thing, same thing, I'll do about the same spacing. That way you can put 1/2 inch to mask it. And then same thing. You could do about the same size or you could do a little smaller. I'm going to do just a smidge smaller than the middle one. Just to kind of throw it up. In fact, I'm going to do even a little smaller. Thank you guys for tuning in. Especially putting up with the technical difficulties again. I'll eventually get it. Like I say, I beyond appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm trying to share some skills with you guys, man. Try to make life a little easier for you guys. And like I say, we still got room. Anybody out there for the Kansas class? It's the last class of the year for me. We still have spots available. Man, it's in Kansas City, Missouri. It's going to be at Atomic Collision Body Shop. I haven't seen it in person, but everybody has nothing but good words to say about it. Really like historical. They got a bunch of historical signs in there. A bunch of way cool stuff in the shop. And it's kind of a neutral zone. I think the owner, Sean, he does a lot of hot rod customs. I'm not sure exactly. I look forward to meeting him in person. But super good reputation. We're blessed to have him host the class out there. Like I say, we still got spots. Don't miss out on this chance to learn. If you have money to take the class, take it. Do it. You got to think it's the long game. So here I am. I'm running this 1/8 inch right here. Coming in and cutting it. Same thing, if you got some super long stranglers at the end, peel it. I'm flipping it. Always flip it to where you're comfortable. I can tell everybody in the class, you can't keep the board in the same position. Man, you're going to be doing double the work trying to like walk around it. Now, if you had a table where you could go in circles, and you could keep it in the same spot, that's cool. Which this, because we're recording, gonna have to borrow the background from an Arizona Cardinals panel. There you go, brother. Yep. Boom, boom, boom. How you doing, Chris? Good to hear from you, brother. Man, we're very sorry you weren't able to make it out for the class in Albuquerque. Circumstances. Hopefully next year, if we do one here in Albuquerque. There's just too many classes going on in your area. There's that... what is it? Paint Huffer. They have classes all the time. Rob, what's up, my brother in Christ? What is happening, my brother? It's around the following along. Bless, Rob. I appreciate you. Grab what I got around and follow along. I appreciate it, man. That's a blessing. Thank you for the love too. So here we go again too. So like I say, you want to utilize these areas that you're masking. People could just go in and you could just mask them up. You know me, I try to utilize and make everything, even the fill-in, ends up a pattern. So back to this, 1/2 inch. I'm coming with 1/2 inch. I'm going to precisely turn it. Literally cut it, go along this edge. Boom. That will actually be a lighter shade or a fade in there. And then same thing here. We're going to do the same thing. This will be the start to masking up this pattern. Make sure you turn it really nice right there. Boom, boom, boom. Then I'm going to come back. We're going to mask the little space right there. That'll all be taped. Untaped after. Same thing. There's a method to the madness. So I'm coming in literally with this. This will be like another step that's already ready to go, utilizing inside that pattern. If you're going to mask it, you might as well mask it with the purpose. I'm masking with the purpose. I like that. But like I say, cut these. Then now it can be filled in with just masking tape. Just go back in and fill it in. So back to that. We're just filling in. Basically, the rest will just get filled in. This is like coloring in the coloring book. Some of the stuff, if you can rip it and you can tear it without having to cut, do it. Of course, there is areas you do got to cut. You see me, like I say, I'm super shaky. If I can do it, you can do it. So same thing, this is just filling it in. Same thing, turn. The least amount of cutting you have to do, the better. Yes. Even this, you can kind of tear. Cherry. And then the only thing I had to cut was literally this. The rest is all tearing. That's what I like. I like some of this cheaper masking tape. This J tape would be compared to 3M's, not their tan, but their whitish tan. And it tears real easy when you're doing stuff like this. It's not thick like man, this green is still one of my favorite masking tapes. If you're going to tape wet sand something, let's say you're like not taking off some chrome, you're wet sanding, color sanding, whatever. You guys know you can put this on there, you can wet sand, and it'll still come off. And even this will come off days later. If you put it on something, it'll come off months later even. But it's a little thicker. So you got to kind of think smart money-wise too. You don't want to use super good stuff in areas you don't need to use it. So now we got the main pattern. Kind of go back, make sure you don't got no leak throughs. And then let's just say, like with this pattern, there's so many things you could do. You could even just do a cool effects in here. You could do some lace, some marble, then you could do some, you could literally just do like three masking tapes through there after you shoot the candy. And that would be something cool, spaced out kind of like this. I'm just giving you guys an example. So many things you could do that would look cool. Like I say, we are going to do, we're going to do a little bit of sarape in here. What was our final count as far as Coca-Cola pattern or the sarape?
4 and 4.
What was it?
4 and 4.
4 and 4? Really? 4 and 4. You know what? Uh-oh. Man. I'll let Rudy call it. What is it? Coca-Cola pattern. We're doing the Coca. You guys are probably like, what is this guy even talking about? You know the can of a Coca-Cola. It's got a super cool wave. It's kind of hard to see what I'm going to do until it's finished. But it doesn't take much time. Like I say. Then this one I probably will actually just for the Coca-Cola. So this literally. So I'm going to come through. I know. Rudy's actual Camry started the whole Coca-Cola emblem. You know, it's one of those things, we all get our ideas from different things. And, you know, this was when we were living in Tucson. I was working for Rudy's brother out there, moved the shop out there in Tucson. And, you know, you look at a Coca-Cola can and it's like, nah, that's way cool. That'd be cool all candied out. And so, you know, we did, I mean, literally what you would call a Coca-Cola, just the wave. But then it's cool how it's going to break up. Like I say, so you want to get a nice little flow on there. This one I'm actually going to adjust a little bit more. So I'm going to flip this. Boom. And you'll have to see when it's finished. It's going to look way cool. Lloyd said Coca-Cola too. All right, boom. You guys will love this because sarape, everybody does. Well, I'll eventually do some sarape. But tonight we are Coca-Cola. Even though I can't stand Coca-Cola, I don't even drink many soft drinks. But put in the deal. What was your favorite? If you guys drink soda, what was your favorite? Dr. Pepper, root beer, Coca-Cola? Was it, what was it? Mountain Dew. So this, basically want to go fat, going skinny through the middle. You want to do to where it slightly narrows, real simple. And you always want to keep about a 1/2 inch gap in there. And I am, just for space reasons, I'm going to go one more time over here. I'm going to swing this down a little lower. So I got nice room to swing that out. Always got room for adjustment. A lot of this is just like I say, you're just having fun. Boom, boom, boom. Swing that out there. It's a lot more to it than just this, so hang in there with me, okay? Birchberry, said Dan Kennedy. Robola, yeah, buddy. There we go. Shasta cream soda. Oh, yeah, I love the... Actually, man, cream soda is one of my favorite for sure. So, boom. So, we're doing this. And then literally, I'm going to come back. We're going to come back again with the same thing here. I'm going to do... it breaks up really, really nice. So, let me see. Let me grab something real quick here. Sprite, JR said. Cherry Coke. Boom, boom, boom. Cherry Coke. Okay, bear with me here. Nope. Okay. Just a second. Sorry, guys. All right. So basically doing the Coca-Cola wave there, you got the 1/4 inch. We're doing the 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to do one other 1/4 inch right below that. About the same gap with the orange vinyl. And I'm going to go the same gap the whole way. This whole process doesn't even take that long either. So work with me. Like I say, nice little flow. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. And then I'm going to come back with a You see, I know I had it right here. Out of orange vinyl. Is it underneath this? Oh no, here it is, buried. So I'm coming back with the 1/8 inch. 1/8 inch. Same thing, gonna do the flow. Sometimes it might take you a couple of times to get the flow good. Now this one definitely, you want it to swing back out. This works really good when you're trying to do, when you are trying to do dividing up two colors when you're doing a team. You want to split it in half. It works really good. It plus for the fades and the shades, man, you get this awesome effect. Like I say, real awesome effect. So now I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna go. We got those there. Same thing. Like I told you guys earlier, utilize every pattern. So I'm literally coming back. I'm coming back literally with 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch is one of my main tools in the arsenal. So we're going to come back along this line, run it right, literally along halfway through that 1/8 inch. Boom, boom, boom. Same thing. Now you could either run it on either side, whatever you want. I'm going to stick with it on this side, on this, which there ain't no rules. In which it'll turn really nice even on these turns on the inside. Now same thing, I'm going to come back on this. Same thing. Get a nice little flow. Right down the middle. Same thing. This will turn nice even on the inside there. Just want to go about halfway, get your edges straight. This is going to leave a nice, like I say, it's hard to understand what I'm doing right at this point. But, so then our next step is going to be, we are going to be doing, I'm going to kind of cut it down a little bit. Up at this top part, I'm going to do literally 3 fades or 3 shades. So I will start with, we'll start with a 1/4 inch. I mean 3/4 inch at the top. So I'm going to literally do, in fact, you know what, we'll keep it with 1/2 inch. So I'm going to do green though, just to break it up, to make it look cool during the whole process. So I'm going to do literally a 1/2 inch. All of this will be ready to go when we're taped. So same thing, nice curve around that. And these are enough that these turns you can get without getting wrinkles in it. Same thing, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back in here. Yes, please, if you guys would, hit the like button, subscribe, please, whoever is not. So I'm coming back 1/2 inch. Now this 1/2 inch, the 1/2 inch, I'm literally going like 1 millimeter away from the edge of the green. No gaps. You don't want any gap. And you want to keep that, like I say, just overlapped over the green, just barely the whole way through. And you don't want no choppiness. So boom. That's 1, 2. And then I'm actually going to, we'll stick it. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. We will do 3. So I'm going to do green again. I'm going to come in with the green. Same thing, 1 millimeter away. This is really just to break up colors, man. You could do some way cool stuff with this type of stuff. I like to show you guys always the 3 shades. So many different ways you can use it. So then we got that there. And what we're going to do is we're going to come down to this lower part. And I'm going to basically do something kind of similar. From there down. So we're going to do the same thing green. Same thing. Like I say, apologize too for the small screen. Hopefully you guys, if you guys are using your phones, you can flip it and it should be a full screen for you for the most part. If you're on a laptop, unfortunately, the screen is up and down. Very frustrating. I do want to vent with you guys on that one. And I appreciate everybody supporting too. Like I say, you know, while I'm taping, like I say, same thing. Want to continue to mention the lowrider pattern class coming up in Kansas, 2.5 weeks away. Man, hands-on class. I know a lot of you guys took the Denver class or Albuquerque class. Especially a lot of you guys on here, man. I really appreciate it. And like I say, I appreciate it. So, get your deposit in. We got people that are coming in from all around for that class. We still have quite a few spots left. You know how the Denver class was? The literally last week, it just filled up. We ended up with 30 students. That's usually the number I like to hit. It's about 30 students. Any more than that, it gets a little crazy. Denver, the year before, we had, I think, like 33. Of course, we were up at Tomas. Tomas is up in Longmont. Really nice shop, big shop. Man, super nice paint booth. Beautiful shop. And we were at Ortiz's last time, a lot smaller. Way cool though, super cool. Brandon and Chris, just awesome. And Randy, of course, Tate, same thing. So there we go, we got 3 fades. I know it's kind of hard to make of what I'm doing, but it's going to make sense. It's going to break up really nice. And so at this point, now I'm going to come back. I'm going to come in with some 1/8 inch right above the green and right below the green. And I'm going to actually I'm going to come in with tan J-tape, 1/8 inch for this one. Like I said, I try to use all these colors too. I use 3M, I use J-tape, I use every other one. And the reason is just so it looks cool while you're taping. I mean, honestly. I mean, you could sit there and I tell you guys, you could use the same color tape the whole process, but it would just look like a bunch of nonsense. Not saying it's nonsense, but it just ain't going to inspire you. It's inspiring when you do it like this. It kind of helps you if you're struggling too. If you're like having like a brain fart or you're having like writer's block, when you're using the different colored tapes too, it just kind of inspires you as you go, and it makes it just more obvious of what you got going on and what you can add. So same thing, I'm going to come over onto this side, same thing. And this is just another way of doing the 3 shade 3 fade. And this really, when you spray colors and all those shades and fades, man, it just makes those colors just pop. And I don't know how to put it up. The best way I could explain to you guys is the breakup. The key word is the way it breaks up, and just how the colors, the perfect spacing to really just have those colors pop. And it's way cool when it goes through something like this, through a logo, something like that. And then you got these 3, the main heart of it. You know, I call this the heart, your main framing. This is kind of your inner kind of detail background. And then you got so let's see here. So now I am going to do another couple, probably do like another quarter, but I'm gonna do the green. What's everybody working on? Is anybody doing any projects? I wish people could post what they're working on in this, kind of like Facebook. I wish people could post like what you're working on in the chat section. I love seeing what you guys are doing. I know a lot of people, they'll send me pics that have took the class. They'll send me what they are working on. Man, I love and it blesses me to see what you guys are doing. See that you guys are continuing to do it. And I know life gets busy. And sometimes it's hard to continue to do this. But make time to try to keep up on what you learned. Or just continue to further your skills. Like I say, so let me see. So continue to keep this in a where you guys can see it. So boom. So now I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back with some 1/4 inch on the bottom part. I'm gonna do a little something different on the top part. Then this I'm gonna come in with I'll come in with the tan J tape. And this one, I'm going to flip it. And it looks like the way these start ending, there's a whole point to it. So like I say, work with me here. Coming in with the 1/4. And then I'm going to do 1/4 again. And I'm going to literally start it here and kind of have it come from a point. It'll make a lot more sense when we when it gets sprayed. Boom. Okay. And then I'm going to come back with some 1/2 inch right there. We'll finish that up, and that side is literally going to be ready. So I'm going to do, in fact, watch. Let me do, okay, a point, and then a point. In fact, let me do one more. I'm going to do one more 1/4 inch right there. In fact, I'm going to make this a little bit more skinny. Still want it to go a little bit fat, but not too crazy. Then I'm going to come in, same thing. I'm going to have it come off a point. Get a little bit skinnier. And then I'm going to do just a couple 1/2 inch fades through there. To make that turn, you kind of got to stretch it, but this green will stretch really nice. Same thing with the J tape, the higher end 1/2 inch. So same thing, I'm coming in, bowing it, turning it around that, because the fade's going to be on the inside. Same thing, 1/2 inch, real fast. The millimeter away from it. Boom. That's a wrap on that side. Now we're going to come over here. Let's see here. Same thing. I got, so we got that there. I'm going to do, so we did the fades there. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of break off. We'll do 1/4 inch. Same thing. I'm going to do about Same thing, 1/4 inch away. Coming all the way down. Swing it. Towards a little bit thicker than that 1/8 inch. And then do just towards a little bit thicker. I'm going to come in with the 1/8 inch. Same thing, 1/4 inch. Have it come to a point. Same thing, a little bit wider out. One more time to kind of duplicate what we had going on the other side. And you can do this just about any way, but this is kind of how I do it. And then same thing, gonna do the 1/2 inch, and then it will be literally, this is pretty much ready to go, besides whatever is going to go gold, which probably, honestly, probably just gonna do the middle of the logo. We'll see here. We'll see what we end up doing.
They just ask for donations for the class.
Yeah, buddy, huh? Oh yeah, you know what? Thank you. My daughter just reminded me, if any of you guys want to donate anything for the class, as far as like a t-shirt, if you have a local business, anything, any artwork that you do, you want to donate for giveaways for the class, please hit me up. We need those ASAP. You can even send them straight to my brother Nick in Kansas. I'm talking t-shirts. You know, if you have something, art you're doing, laser cutting something, if you have something, it could be whatever. We get a whole bunch. We get beef jerky. If you want to promote your business and, send some business cards to hand out to, if you're an online business, just using, let's just say you do sell beef jerky. If you sell, if you have t-shirts, you want to promote your business. If you sell, something, it don't necessarily have to even do anything with automotive, but anything you would like, a gift card from your business, whatever it is, just whatever, let me know. A lot of you guys I know have my personal cell phone number that are on this chat right now. Hit me up for sure. So that's pretty much it right there as far as what we got going on here. There's several things we can do. So sticking with the gold and red theme, you know what I do? I'm going to divide it up. We're going to divide it up. And trying to think how that's going to work as far as utilizing time-wise. How deep are we in right now? What time is it? It's 9:30, 8:15. We've been... Okay, so let me see. I think we are going to do half gold and half. So what I'm going to do first, though, I'm going to shoot the whites. I'm going to shoot the whites. Is the compressor on ready?
Yeah.
Cherry. So you guys know, you always hear me talk about the whites. Now, some of the whites we're shooting because we're trying to drown out the flake. And it gives a super 3D effect. Makes it look super raised. And like I say, some of it we're going to keep white. There's a couple patterns we're going to keep white. So I'm literally going to come in. This is like literally ready to go. This board is ready to start shooting. So I'm going to start shooting this actual pattern that I'm shooting white right in the middle one will stay white. We're going to protect it. And this is a pretty watered down white. So I'm coming in and how do you put it? Strategically picking certain places. I'm going to do this one right here along this white. It's not going to stay white though. Of course it could actually, but I'm going to probably... Same thing. I'm going to come over to this one here. Hopefully you guys are able to see what I'm doing. I'm going to do this one here, the last outer edge one. Same thing on this side, last outer edge one. And then I'm going to do that fade right there. Same thing on this side. Fade. Actually do that one just a little bit. Shoot that edge a little bit. Come back on this side. You probably can't see as good on that side. And then, let's see. I'm going to go one more time with the white right here. That one there. This dries pretty quick. I'm going to go back and mask that up right there. And all of this is going to go pretty quick from this point on as far as the Coca-Cola part. So I'm going to go back, mask this to protect it. Right inside that. Right through the middle. Make sure you get it right in the middle. You don't leave no gaps. So this is going to stay white all the way through. And then, honestly, I think that's all I'm going to leave white is that one. And then now, I'm going to go and I'm going to mask one side up. In fact, I got some other. Huh? You see the other one? Oh yeah, watch. Let's just do that. Cherry, I knew those were in here. So basically just taping up one half of the sign right through that middle. There. Come back. One more time there. And this is basically ready for remove some of these tapes. Trying to think what else I'll need. Anything. I'm gonna probably put that. Maybe we'll put them all right here. One more row. There you go. There you go. Cherry. This thing. Leave that there. Going to spray the red first. This is leftover that was already mixed up candy from the Albuquerque class. This is Orion. I forget the name, the red from Tammy. Works really good. Covers really good. Now basically what we're going to do, I know a lot of you on here, I know some of you guys got this down pretty pat, and I don't know if Chris Joyce is still on here. Man, he's really got it down pat. My brother Martin too, man. I went up to my brother Martin's house. He bought some tape and a shirt this weekend, man. What a blessing. He had a bunch of crosses done, some boards done. He's really been paying attention and really trying and practicing and doing really good. And now this, basically, we're not going to go in. We're going to shoot the whole thing. And this is going to be where we're doing about 3 coats. Then we're going to untape. We're going to do another 3 coats. Like I always tell you guys, the 3 shade, 3 fade. You get the gun adjusted. I'm trying to keep it to where you guys can see good. Like I say, so sorry that you can't see the whole screen. I got where the phone setting on is right there. So I'm basically going to come along it, the whole thing, evenly. This would be equivalent to Candy Apple Red, House of Color. Takes a couple extra over that white, but like I say, you're not trying to get it where you want it right away. You got to think we still got to put 6 more coats over it. So don't over color it. Which I personally myself, I still do all the time. You get too excited, get a little too excited, and you put too much, because you got to think we still got to put. It's going to end up a total of 9 coats in this very first. These will end up with 9 coats. Everything that's open right now will end up with 9 coats. The next one I peel off is going to end up with 6 coats. The last one I peel off will end up with 3 coats. So we're going to take off everything that's pre-taped. That would be your first shade. And be careful when you're taking it off too, so you don't peel off any of your work in the background. It's so easy to peel up when you got a sharp point. So we're going to peel that one off. I usually pluck about right in the middle, and then I'll just pull it both ways. Boom. And then this one, make sure, like I say, when you're peeling it off, you don't want to peel too many any of your patterns in the background that are taped. You'll have to go back and tape them. It's so easy to do. How's everybody doing? Is everybody alive? And then so now, like I say, that was 3 coats. We're coming back, same thing. Coming back, same thing. I'm going to go over the whole thing. I mean, some people, you could do this, but the whole point, you're trying to darken everything that is red. We're putting 3 more coats over it. And we're going to untape the next stage, and we're going to put 3 more coats over that. And there's a reason to the madness. Like I say, when it's going to get untaped, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So like I say, coming back over it, going to double up what is already on there sprayed. I'll usually do like 2 to 3 coats. Same thing, boom, boom, boom. You don't want to over darken it. So honestly, I'm going to go with okay. I'm going to probably just buzz a little there. You can kind of eye it where you think it might need a little bit more. So now that's 3 and 3. That's 6 coats, or whatever you want to call it. 2.5, 6, whatever it is. Brother Martin, thumbs up. So then, same thing. We're going to come back. Like I say, you can peel it from the end, but I'll grab it right from the middle. I'll just pluck the razor blade up right there, peel it from one end out. So basically, you know, this was all taped in order. You know, I always say the 3 shade, 3 fade, or 3 shade, or 3 fade. Always in 3s, I do a lot. And it just gives you that detail. You guys are going to really see that tonight with this, and see that took off some of the Took off some of the actual masking tape that's the patterns mask. Just kind of got to retape it. So peel those up. And now, same thing. We're going to go over it. One more time over everything. And then same thing, you can kind of go back over it. Where it needs to. Man, and these are just, this is just your Harbor Freight. Man, these things work cherry. Real cherry. You know, I have this. I have 3 of those ready to roll with different colors. And then I have the one that I usually use, that I've been using for like 18 years, that Matco, the touch-up gun. Man, they work really good for stuff like this, where you can have 4 guns going with all the colors mixed up. Now this is going to be the last pattern. So there's literally 2 more lines of tape that I'm going to take off. See, there it is. It's taking off some of the masking tape. So sometimes I'll come in over at an angle, just kind of peel it, so you don't get, you're not peeling off some of your patterns that are taped up underneath. Same thing, be real careful. Now this one here, I'm not going to go over the whole thing. This one I am going to, and then you could even go over that with the little black if you wanted, or if, let's say we weren't doing the golds and the reds, if this was going orange or something, or I would, you know, or I could shoot a little gold there and it would shade those orange a little bit. I mean, that's cool, because we're sticking with the 2 colors, the Chiefs colors. You know, you have to stick to a certain formula when you're doing that. But when you're doing a bunch of colors, this breakup, I'm trying to give you guys like a really, this Coca-Cola fade with these fades, with the multiple different 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. It just, almost like my brother said on here, Brother Dan, mesmerized. You know, when this is all said and done, the breakup on it is just beautiful. I'm talking like with all those fades, the shades, it really, really pops. You know, and this, like I say, this is just another technique to add to your toolbox. You know, I mean, we could sit here and do regular patterns all day long. I'm trying to show you guys a little bit of abstract stuff that you can do in the backgrounds, stuff you can use to add detail and to make colors pop. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Making those colors pop. Boom. Little Rob Streetwear, getting it, my brother. Yeah, buddy. So this one I'm not going to go over the whole thing this time. I'm going to literally come in. I'm going to shoot just a little bit. So this one will kind of end up like a pink. Very light shade. Barely. And you can, to your discretion, honestly, like I say, I hate to say me, I usually get a little overexcited. I'll usually put too much. And when you put too much, it starts deadening your fades. To where your fades are kind of dead. Like, because you've just put too much color. And certain colors, let me too, like red's one of the worst. I hate to say it doesn't, man, red's cool. It used to be my favorite color. But I gotta say, you know, when you're with the reds, you just don't get the pop like you would with other colors. I mean, you know, colors that really pop are orange, teals, blues. You know, once you get into the cobalt blues, the darker, the reds, man, a lot of that detail gets lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hello, hello. Digging that pattern in color. I appreciate it. So basically this right here is it's a wrap on this side, as far as this is the background, what we're doing. So I mean, literally we could sit there, we could take this off, and there's so many things you can do too. So like I say, I'm trying to think. Let's see. Let's do We're going to untape this. We're going to tape that side. We're going to do the golds. It's going to really pop. Like I say, all the fades, all the effects. So now we're literally going to flip it. And let me see if hopefully you guys are able to see. And like I say, once I get it untaped, you guys will be able to see those fades and the shades a little better. So back to this, gonna try to utilize this tape. We're literally going back in. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What do you call it? Recycle. We're gonna recycle. Come back in. I have to mask a little bit in a couple little areas. But for the most part, that pretty much worked. Except for this, I'm just gonna put a couple pieces over it. And then, let me see. Let me get this little bit cheaper, 3/4 inch. I don't want no leak throughs. Boom. Just in case over here too, same thing. Make sure to press down those little wrinkles there. Make sure you ain't got no leak throughs. Especially when we're doing stuff like this. The gold, I mean, it's hard to fix stuff like that when you got splatter, you got something over a fade. It's almost impossible. You'll have to add a pattern or something. So now we're coming back. We're doing the same thing, but we're doing it with the gold. So boom, I already have some gold mixed up. Same thing. This is Orion. I forget what it is. Luna Gold. This is some leftover that we had that was mixed up for the class, for the Albuquerque class like 3 months ago. Real good coverage. This would be similar to Pagan Gold House of Color, but half the price. You know what I mean? Same thing, I got my Harbor Freight. I think these are the like $29 ones. These work cherry for patterns. I mean cherry. Especially when you're doing multi color, and like I say, I'm one of those ones. You don't need all this fancy stuff to make things happen. You don't got to spend $1 million to make things happen. Always test, adjust. So same thing. I'm going to go over it, except for at this point, I am going to tack rag this side. Same thing. I'm going to come over. Let me kind of get this turned to where you guys can see. Looks like you guys are able to see for the most part. Okay. So same thing, I'm going to shoot gold over the whole thing. I like the way that's spraying. Boom, boom, boom. Little wider fan. Same thing. Gold. I'm going to go over it one more time. That'd be kind of 2 coats. This is pretty concentrated. And usually with gold, with House of Colors, the Pagan Gold, I have to add a couple drops of orange. Hola from Rio Rancho, what is happening? So usually when it's Pagan Gold and you're shooting just that gold, it ends up yellow. I barely ever shoot that Pagan Gold without adding some drips of orange to it. So here we are again. The very last thing I taped is the first thing I'm untaping. Really simple. The 3 shades. Always my 3s. Like you see, I got 1, 2, 3. This one is just a fade to this pattern. 1, 2, 3. And then there was 1, 2, 3. So same thing. Instead of me peeling from one end, I usually just get it right there. I'll usually just kind of cut right in the middle. And I will just pull it to the left. I'll pull it to the right. And then back to that, like I tell you guys, be careful when you're peeling. You don't want to peel off anything that's already taped in the background. Then I'm going to peel off this one. That's that little, like I told you guys, we are utilizing, when you're masking, you want to utilize and you want to make the most of every mask. Why just mask up to protect when you can mask to protect and to add detail to it? So like I say, this whole pattern could have just got masked with 3/4 inch and called it a day, but it wouldn't have had this beautiful fade or shade going through the middle that's just gonna pop. You'll be able to see. It looks like right here I over masked a little bit. With, you never want to over mask. It's always a horrible deal. There's this one time. No, just kidding. So that little shred right there, like I say, I want to make sure that's cleared up. Boom, boom, boom. We're good to go there. Back to that. Back to the gold. So here we go again. We're going to go over the whole thing. Same thing. So it's going to double up the gold. Twice as dark. That's already gold. And the ones I just opened up will be a lighter shade. And like I say, the whole overall effect is just going to be way cool. Okay, boom. Good enough. Same thing. Ready to go. This stuff dries pretty quick. You don't want to put your fingers in it though. And like say, if we weren't live and just trying, for the sake of time, I would let this dry a little bit more. But it's pretty much good enough. So same thing. Next one that's ready to go. We are untaping. Same thing this way. And like see this? Man, it's pretty much already dry good enough. You have a very respectful base, Rob. Good to know. I appreciate that, Dan. Thank you, brother. Yep. It's just the respect you give is the respect you get back. Man, we really, the classes, let me just tell you, like I say, the classes, everybody ends up family that takes the classes. It's just a branch of your family, and we don't really treat it as a business, even though, I do have to make money when I do the classes. I mean, that's how I make a living, but you got to be personable. People know me that. People text me from the class, hey, Rob, how do you mix this? Hey, this happened. I made this mistake, and how can I do fix it? What? It's like, man, or, I mean, just even send me pics of what they got going on. It's just, like I say, family. A lot of good people. And I used to be, let me tell you, Dan, I used to be a jerk, man. I used to be one of those guys that didn't want to share how to do things. I used to be like, you know what? I mean, I was a jerk. I'd be like, man, you figure it out. I figured it out. Trial and error, mistakes. I paid my dues. Now it's time for you to pay your dues. It's like, man, instead of trying to help the next, it's a different thing. A lot of hate, too, amongst painters back in the day. Almost like a gang deal here in Albuquerque. Whoever got their car painted by this guy, it would be literally like, I don't know, it's crazy. Had their little cliques. So same thing, I'm going over it. Same thing. This is that. You don't want to get too, you'll lose the detail. So I'm barely going over it. And then we're going to do this last one. Abdullah Khan, what's happening, my brother? So that's going to be the last one of that. Same thing here. And then this last one is going to be literally, we're not going to get, because we don't want to lose the detail of the fades. Which, like I say, even you guys on the screen, it's sad. You guys ain't going to be able to see what I see to the fullest. Which I wish you really could. So this one I'm not going to go over the whole thing again this time. I'm literally going to go over slightly. We're talking a little bit. Like that's even good enough. I'm calling it at that. So we got that there. That's pretty much a wrap right there for all of the Coca-Cola wave. So now the magic happens, at least with that part. So I'm going to carefully back to untape this. Most definitely. So then this too. So like I say, we're keeping just that middle to break it up white. The Kansas City, the Chiefs, honestly, like a lot of people said, it's red and white. But then you see a lot of red, white, and yellow. And of course, we want to get more color in here. So we're definitely sticking with the red, white, and yellow. Of course, candy gold, white, and of course, candy apple red or whatever this one is called as far as name wise. So literally all of this is ready to come off. Same thing. You want to be careful. Not to peel off anything already masked. Boom. Man, and then it really starts to pop really nice. I appreciate it, Johnny. Definitely, brother. Hopefully you're doing good. Johnny came and took the class here. He's from Bullhead City, Arizona. He came to the Albuquerque class 4 months ago. Took the class, man. Definitely a blessing. Back to that. We pretty much stay in contact. Who's still hanging in on this live tonight that's East Coast? We got somebody on here. I don't know if the person is serious. It says the message is being held for review. It says, I am going to eat your car with an accordion. That's a good one. So boom, starts coming to life. Like I say, that Coca-Cola wave, those shades. If you guys are getting what I'm putting down. Like I say, this is just the background, the wave. So I'm going to tack rag this. I'm going to try to lift it up a little bit to where you guys can see some of the different shades. Like I said, it just breaks up if you get me. Hopefully you guys are getting what I'm trying to explain to you guys as far as like, let me set it down again. So just how it breaks up and it breaks up. And like I say, even if you're doing this all the same color, man, all those shades and just how it breaks up. And if you've seen this in person, and like I say, able to see some of these whites, and where I put those whites and it drowned out the actual flake and it made it a solid color. You know what I mean? It tastes better with the piano. That's a good one, JR. That's funny. Okay, so now we're going to do, before I take this off, we got to go back. This is very important. You want to go back and you want to do your shade while this is taped up. I want to come back and I'm going to shoot black along that edge. So we are going to shoot Blackfoot, Idaho in the house. So we are literally going to shoot some black kind of along these edges. This is some slight watered down black. thin down. Let me see, it's looking blurry again. It's looking a little pixelated. Hopefully it clears up for you guys. I readjusted the screen. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to probably have to adjust this a little bit just so I'm able to shoot. So it might be. So I'm literally coming in with some black, like I say, transparent black. I'm going to shoot right along the edge. Just real quick, kind of misting over it. I like my black a little bit heavier than most, so I'm going to go over it a few times. Some people just use candy. I don't know, personally, I just don't like that. It doesn't give the depth like black does. So I'm literally coming in between that. This is just watered down black. And I'm just doing a quick mist over it. Not getting too heavy. And then I'm going to flip it. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And this is just going to pop. It's going to give it some depth. He softened our hearts. There you go. So same thing, coming right along the edge. Real simple. And like I say, I'm real shaky, and I just, once I get flowing, it flows pretty good. This is going to give it some depth, like these patterns are going underneath it. And of course, how many coats you want to put, how much black you want to put. You don't want to overdo it, but man, you want it to give the effect that these patterns are really going underneath that. And then of course you could go in with the airbrush, shade one side. I mean, we could get real crazy with it to where it's like you shade one side to where it looks like it's angled, the sun's coming from this angle. I always make it above everything I do. It's not really coming from the left to the right unless we're doing water spots or we're doing something like that. So that's pretty much it for the shading on that. And of course, they're still going to need some shading along this, but that'll be the last thing that the Kansas City. So now this is kind of going to be, I got to figure out what I'm doing because we divided it. This made it a lot harder because we're doing red and gold. This would be so simple to finish. I mean, real simple to finish if it was all the same color. But if I was to use red without masking up any of that gold, it would end up orange. Same thing if I shoot gold over in this section without masking any of that up. And I'm not one that likes to be masking things up. I try to get it taped to where it's all ready to roll in one shot. But, you know, just because we're doing these shades, it makes it double work, literally. So like I say, I have that one pattern already taped up in there. Same thing, you don't want to peel up. Be careful when you're peeling. I don't want to peel up my Kansas City, the Chiefs emblem. Like I say, boom, that's ready to go there for the first step. See with that one masking tape, that's going to be so cool. It's going to look kind of like this here, or it's going to look kind of like this here. That extra detail in those areas. 44 years long, Hull turkey never slept. Laugh out loud. Boom, boom, boom. So we got same thing. Let's see. So same thing. I'm untaping that I had all. Same thing. Be careful when you're peeling. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Same thing with this last one. Let's see. Careful right through that. It'll peel it real easy. Same thing here. Last little thing here. Same thing, be careful. Always kind of just peel it back, peel real slow when you're hitting that mid-tack masking paper. It's literally peeling off like a layer of it with the masking tape, but nothing to be alarmed about. So boom, boom, boom. So tack rag, like I say, I wish this would be so simple. If you're doing certain colors, you could literally go in now. Let's say this was all red or all gold, or if you were mixing golds and oranges, and you could literally go in right now, no masking, go in strategically, hit this area once, boom, 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 untape that again, go over those areas, boom. That would be totally done. You'd be able to pull that out. We'd be able to shade this. But because we're doing the two colors, it made things a little more difficult. So we are going to do some quick masking. So I'm going to break out my 1/2 inch. In fact, I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to do this real quick. Some people, you could put the white paper over all of this and cut it out with the razor blade. Nah, I'm just not. I mean, that's just not really me. I mean, if you have to, you have to. So I'm going to protect that edge. I'm going to come in. I'm going to make sure I'm not under taping, over taping. Boom, boom, boom there. So that's that. And then I'm going to come back because my gaps are about 1/2 inch in between. I'm going to mask that there. Come along this. Don't make sure not to under tape, over tape. You want to be able to pull out those last little lines without messing anything up. So that's good to go there. I'm going to come back in right here, 1/2 inch. Masking that up. Boom. I'm going to put just a little piece here just in case. Kind of make sure. And then what I'm going to do here with this here, I'm going to go with this masking tape here. Just to put like a slight border. And then we will fill that in real quick. See, this one's going to have to cut. Literally just coming right here. Cut a little bit, boom. And then we'll fill this in, but I'm gonna flip it real quick. This is gonna be a quick little process. We're gonna be moving right along. How's everybody hanging in there? I know a lot of you guys on the East Coast, it's bedtime. I know I need to kind of start. It's kind of sad because we're over here mountain time. 8 o'clock, it's 7 o'clock California. It's what do you call it? It's 10 o'clock, I think, New York. It's 9 o'clock Texas time. Boom, boom, boom. So we got some Sleepy McHelpertons. Yep. And then, so this, I could ask with the paper, which I probably should. Just money-wise, be smart. Boom. I'm coming in. Still live. All right, buddy. Yeah. Sandstorm. And you said you're, one more time, my brother. Sandstorm, you said you're, man, what did you say where you're at? Trying to think. Earlier. Give me a second. Give me a second. Kansas via Albuquerque. So what's up with that, my brother? So what's up, formerly Albuquerque. Okay, so you're, it's Seth. Boom. I got you. I got you. Right? Let me know if I'm right. So it is. Thanks for tuning in too, Seth. I appreciate it, brother. I know Seth, when he did live here, and they had the lowrider exhibit at the museum, at the New Mexico History Museum. Man, that's where I met him, and definitely a blessing. That was good times. Let me tell you, that was changed a lot for the whole lowrider community. That exhibit, to have lowriders in the New Mexico History Museum. That would have been about 2015, if I'm not mistaken, 2014, somewhere around there. And it just changed the outlook for everybody, from being gangbanging drug dealers to people really looking at it from the culture and the artistic point of view, versus the stigma literally was getting erased. And of course, let me tell you, is there still bad people? There's still bad people in anything. Police, lowrider community, it doesn't matter what it is. The church, there's always going to be a bad element. But like I say, it's, you know, the lowrider community really has changed. So I'm going to come back in. Honestly, this is where I masked. Like I say, utilize your masking. I'm going to come in with a little bit of white real quick. Real quick. You guys won't be able to see the detail, honestly, because you don't get to see it in person. But just that little bit makes such a big difference. So like I say, this is reduced white. It drowns out the flake, gives it depth. So I'm literally just shooting around the edge. Okay. What do you guys think I should do there? You guys think I should do gold or red? I'm going to honestly go with gold. We should do gold.
Half and half.
Half and half. We could do half and half too. No, because then we can't, because it would be orange. That's one thing you can't. Like say with what we're doing, the gold, the red. Once you start to combine the colors and you mix them, you end up with orange, which is cool if that's what you're trying for. Man, you talk about such a cool. I mean, once we start adding some colors, but like because we're sticking with Kansas City Chiefs colors, we are limited. You know what I mean? So I'm going to attack that real quick. I'm going to literally get my gold, which is right here. And we're pretty much coming around the bend here. So same thing. And I could literally untape this and then just shoot the color. But I'm going to literally come in just in those areas, shoot a little gold, and then we're going to untape it, and then we're going to finish golding the rest of the way. Okay, good enough.
So you shot a little light red over it, it would turn green?
Yeah, if I shot red over that gold, it would turn orange. Not green, but orange. And we don't want orange. Like I say, if we were... I mean, that's one of my favorite... I mean, honestly, that's one of my favorite color combos. Gold, red, and orange. You can just do so much with it. But this limits you because of what we're doing. Now, what we're doing here, we're just going to take out that last tape fade. So, same thing. My shaky butt. See, and it's kind of peeling up the... Like I say, it wants to peel up that Chiefs logo. So you want to be very careful. Like I say, and sometimes you got to come in from a different angle. Like I say, too, want to mention again, Kansas class coming up. 2.5 weeks away, hands-on. You don't need any experience to take this class. It's for all skill levels. Man, just come out, have fun, learn some cool tricks, techniques. You take home the board just the same size as this that you did personally yourself, which we are going to end up doing something. We'll be printing out to where you could do Kansas, you could do we'll have like maybe 3 choices to put something in the middle, because I always like to show people how that looks, the depth you get when you put a logo, you put like you know a team name, and you do the patterns on top of it. Of course, they end up behind it. Watch, you'll get to see how cool it looks. And so like I say, class is hands-on. This is the last class of the year, and don't miss out. Like I say, a lot of people go on to want to kind of figure it out, and they'll get them a compressor, spray gun, get some materials. They'll start doing art. Skateboards, selling them for extra money. The cups. You could just go on and on. People do mailboxes, sell them for extra money. You know, crosses. Whatever your thing is, whatever you think that'll sell to make extra money. I do a lot of that for Christmas, to make money on Christmas. We call it the Chicano Sweatshop. We just do a bunch of crosses, skateboards, different things, New Mexico shapes with designs. Like I say, my brother Martin, man, it was way cool to go see him Sunday. All the stuff he's got going on, a bunch of New Mexico shapes, crosses. So cool, man. We're talking, and that's all just from watching these videos. Literally, he's doing amazing. So here we are, same thing. Now this one, you can, instead of going over the whole thing, this one I am going to just go in. Honestly, there's no technique to it. I mean, not to where you're like super precise trying to get. Like I say, this is all just to have fun. Kind of going in, make sure you want to get the shade good. Back to that, no rules. Having fun. So boom, honestly, there we go. That's it. And then like if you see, man, you see like, can you guys see like that extra masking of me shooting the white, the detail, and a lot of it will be hologram effect too. When you move it, it will hologram. Super hologram effect. So definitely. So now I'm going to untape. We're pretty much ready to untape everything except the Kansas is the last thing we're going to do. Same thing. Be careful. Hey, Rudy, yeah, if you would take some pictures maybe from a distance back here. You know what I mean? So this will really start coming to life. Way cool. Brother Lloyd, yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks for the good review, Lloyd. My brother Lloyd. Leadville in the house. The top, deep. Mountains, super snowed in. Hey, Lloyd, where's that place? I know I went with Lee Trevino. They took us up there. It's where, it's not where you're at, but it's where the Shining, that motel is that they did the Shining. It's up, what do you call it? I'm trying to think. It would be west, kind of up by Longmont. You have to drive through the mountains quite a bit. What's the name of that town? I know that's nowhere where you're at, but I know if anybody would know, it would be you. Sandstorm. That's in Estes Park. Boom. Yeah, it's like west of Longmont, Denver. Right up in the mountains. Yep, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to say that word. Estes Park. I'm probably butchering it. I'm trying. That was a cool place. But I know one thing is starting to get that winter time. Unfortunately, he's coming right around the bend. So sad. This summer went by so quick. What do you guys think? Summer went by super quick. So now it's going to really start looking alive. Sorry for keeping you guys extra. Like I say, it's hard to do something cool in an hour and a half. Unless I was doing something simple, and I wish I could do something simple. One of these days I need to bump my head and get amnesia and be like, man, all I can do is like 2 lines, bro. Sorry. So now pretty much all of these designs are ready to come off. Like I say, all of this is puzzle taping. It's all the way you tape it. You can just continue to just keep on spraying, untaping. Next thing's ready to go. Have you got any snow up there yet, Lloyd? Sure you have. Okay. This is old school. The designs I'm untaping now, like I say, this is old school 70s, 80s, 90s. The heart of patterns, literally, would be these designs here. I call them S patterns, frame patterns. So much you can do with them, from simple to easy. But that should be one of your main tools in your toolbox. And I truly hope with all this Coca-Cola wave, this will be some of your background detail where you can really, really, really get the most out of your colors. And so that's pretty much ready to go there. Now I'm going to shade a little black along the edge of this. And I kind of need to figure out what I'm doing. We're literally almost done here. So that's coming out sick, brother JR. Thank you, brother. Let's see. Let me get it over here a little more. Boom. Okay. Let me see. Well. So I'm going to shade black around the edge first. That's going to give you the effect of all those patterns going underneath. It's crazy how that was taped first. Yep, yeah, brother, you said it. I'm in Las Vegas for the car show Sunday. Boom, boom, boom. Good for you, brother. Man, I wanted to go, but too much going on money-wise. Too much going on. Going to be gone next week for like 9 days. We're still debating to go to the SEMA show, which I think tomorrow or Saturday's the last day before the tickets double in price. Saturday, yeah. So same thing here. I'm going with black. You want to make sure you get enough on there of black. Not too much, but not... You don't want to be weak sauce either. So now I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing. But I do want to... I'm going to take this off. Of course, that blue's not going to stay. That's just from me Sharpie earlier, trying to mark what I was cutting. Like I say, that this I cut out by hand with some low tack Hobby Lobby stuff that's made for the Cricut machine or Circuit or whatever the heck it is. Cricut, yeah, Cricut. Boom, boom, boom. So trying to think, man.
You can't two-tone that.
Nope, can't two-tone it. It would turn orange.
Well, I mean, like gold and then red.
Nope. Nope. It's coming through. Yeah, buddy. A little bit up on the peak. Boom, boom, boom. So, man, it's back to that. What do I want to do here? Do I want to do red? Which probably will do red. In order to do that, back to that, we've made it difficult because of these color combos and because we did crisscrosses through. Got to mask it just real quick. So, this one is pretty technical along this. So, I don't want to get any. In fact, let me go back with a little bit. Sorry if my head's in the way, folks. My eyes ain't what they used to be, so I don't. And this kind of, the reason it's kind of weaving because it's the arrow, and it kind of weaves. I don't want no leak throughs. Absolutely don't, or you'll be ruined. Literally, we'll have to go back and do extra black shading, and it would be like fixing a mistake. It's easy to do. It's easy to make a mistake, and I mean, you only have so many options too, and you with some of these patterns. I think the last red and gold thing I did on the live maybe like 5 months ago. Man, right when I was almost done, the gun dripped. The PPS cup, some black dripped down and dropped right on it. So I had to go back in and shade. I had to kind of shade way more black than I wanted to. That's always an option. You can add a pattern. It's really hard to fix stuff like this with these fades. It's literally, you can't just go in and kind of go with the gun and kind of shade it in. Certain circumstances you can, but for the most part, absolutely not. So we're going to do that. And then, let me see. So let me mask this up just real quick. We're almost there, folks. We're almost there. Orlando, have a good night, my brother. Thank you for tuning in. Love you, brother. God bless you. Literally almost through. You can tear it right, you can tear it scary. So, honestly, that, man, sometimes, I hate to say, man, the overspray will get and it'll ruin some of those fades. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to mask that whole thing there. Literally, thank you for hanging in, guys. We're almost done. You definitely want to go back. Literally go back. Make sure that you're good. I think on this too, I am going to go in. I'm going to shoot a little white. I'm going to shoot a little white right along this edge. To drown out that flake. And I think I'm going to do the same thing with the KC. Just to drown the flake. Boom. I'm going to tack that up just a tad. And then we're ready for the red. And there's one little line that I got to take out. Which, you know what? Watch. In fact, you know what? Watch. I'm going to wait for that one. Let me shoot red real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Now I'm going to take out, like I say, that line I'm talking about. So I cut three lines for a border. And I wish, it's just a lot of work, man. I wish I'd have cut a border for these to where they could have been outlined, but that's going to stay silver. And this, I can either shoot, which I think I'm going to shoot black. Ghost black. And then what it will do, make sure that I, all right, cherry, bro.
If you shot that gold, that would turn you have to get it red.
Yep. That would turn that kind of orange. You know what I
Unless
mean?
you take it up right.
Yep. Yeah, and you could. But man, that's a lot of little, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go back, which I could shoot even red to get another shade of red. But I think honestly gonna do a little black. Tone down, a little excited with the black there. Calm down there, little buddy. Calm down there, buddy. Calm down. Was a fool that the movie was, let's see, messed up when he says he's Johnny. Brother, the dude from The Shining was a fool that the movie was messed up when he says, here's Johnny. Thanks, Tom G. Appreciate it, brother. So literally, I'm just going with black right around this edge. It's going to be kind of a charcoal gray, kind of a transparent black. Honestly, boom. That's literally good enough. And I'm actually going to go just shade a little black around those, barely. Boom. And we're done. We are literally done, except, you know, for the main part of it. And then, keep misplacing my razor blade. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. Truly appreciate it. that peeled off some of the color there. Lucky that's easy to fix. These are the things sometimes you got to put up with. So, see right there, peeled up a little color. Literally that, thank God, that's an easy one. Come back in, right along the edge. Kind of shoot back over this. And we'll take up this last little bit. Boom. Okay, so now we are going to take oh, you know what? First, let me peel this because we are going to make it look like the C. The C is going underneath the K. I cut it to where it's ready to go. So, boom. And then we're literally going to go back. Little bit of black right there. Boom. That's it. And then boom. Where are you staying at, Lloyd? In Vegas? I always like to stay. I like to stay Fremont Street, the plaza, where Biff, Back to the Future, man, they've remodeled a lot of it. It's usually not too bad price wise. I always like Fremont Street. Boom. Boom. Now, before we do our border, this is huge. This is why I tape the way I tape. Everything is pre-ready as we go. So, like I say, we had the 3/4 inch already taped up. Now we're just going to shade black down here to make it look like the patterns are going underneath. And then the border's ready to get untaped. You scoot it down a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. Just a little black right here. Same thing. Shoot here, same thing. Huh? I'm not sure. It'd be nice to do it like a solid color, but time-wise, take us too long. So I'm gonna probably just shade real ghosty black around the edge. It's one of the options. Impressive. Thank you. Love the definition. Appreciate you, J Ortiz. That's fire. Thank you. I'm gonna try to put it up a little bit closer to the screen. I'm going to, like, say, usually what we could do, we could tape up these edges. It could go literally white around there. It could go red. It could go gold. I'm going to honestly, just because of time, I'm going to shoot just a real ghost black around that whole edge for the border and call it a day. I'm at the New Orleans casino. So literally just shooting ghost, real light black along the edge. So it'll be like a real transparent black. This is a way where if you are time-wise, you don't have time to tape it up to do the colors. Or like I say, if this would have been all gold or orange and gold or red, we could have just shot red around this border and called it a day. But because we got the golds and the reds, we can't do that without taping up this whole middle. And then of course you can do this as dark as you want it. I mean, I could literally darken this up crazy, but I'm gonna leave it kind of ghosty. And literally gonna untape that border. Boom. Great dimension, man. You ought to see with clear on it, man. Thanks for sharing and the good vibes. Bye. Thank you for tuning in. And usually I'd mix up some clear and clear it, which I probably still should. You know, those that want to hang in there, it'll be a quick little process. Even though, you know what? I'll probably clear it and I'll just show it to you guys next week. Honestly, I don't want to keep you guys a whole bunch more. You guys have been more than a blessing. 9:45, 8:15, hour and 45 minutes. It's not too bad for an hour and 45 minutes. Like I say, truly thank you guys. If I can do it, you can do it. Just takes, and man, like I say, if you guys could see the depth from where the white and the gold with the silver, man, just crazy. Like I say, it's definitely pops. Trying to think first. Clear it or boom, boom, boom. I know. You know what? I'm gonna clear it real quick, guys. Give me a quick 4 minutes just to mix up some clear. move a couple things. Appreciate you guys hanging in. Clear it, Junior said. What's happening, John? Thank you, brother, for tuning in. Johnny G, the barber. Thank you, Mr. Vanderslice. That's tight. I'm going to put a couple of coats of clear on it if you guys are still hanging in there. That way you really get to see what it looks like. Thank you guys for tuning in. And like I say, if anybody's still on here, you have a chance to make it to the Kansas class. Man, do it. 2.5 weeks, hands-on class, all materials included. Don't miss out on this opportunity. And of course, when you're clearing, let me flip it. It's kind of the way the camera is with you guys. Let's do it this way. Might look. The KC might be a little bit better, even though it's still backwards. And like I say, I want to apologize, guys, for the screen being skinny. Man, eventually I'll get it. I just did a KC skateboard. Yeah, buddy. John's another one. Just took the class 2. Of course, was already doing stuff besides that. They've been doing some skateboards, making money, a whole bunch of stuff. That's what it's all about. So, of course, the first coat's a clear. You want to put a medium dry coat on. Lucky it's flat, so we're pretty good. I'm going to actually kind of put somewhat wet. If this was something that was shaped and it would run down, it'd be a different story. Super bright. Oh yeah, I know where it's at.
The light.
Yep.
One right here.
Boom, we just plugged in the super bright light. Get this thing popping. A little bit higher up. There we go. Let me we'll let that just tack real quick. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna go one more wet, just so you guys get to see it, and then I'll wait to finish doing the rest of the clear. I'll give it some
That's Tommy's clear, huh?
huh?
That's Tommy's clear, right?
Let's see. Put it a little closer. We got the super bright light out. Hopefully you guys are able to see it. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to take the camera down real quick. Hopefully you guys are able to see those shades. See how the colors just that whole, just how the color just, and then it goes into the red. closer with the light. Now, I wish you could see, like where I shot those whites. You see the yellow, like the solid yellowish, the solid red here. That's where the whites were, and it just that much detail and that much depth. Like I said, it just makes it pop. You have to be here in person to see it. And then same with these little, where we utilized taping instead of just shooting those whole pattern solid. Those, look at the detail of just that little edge where the white was and then the gold over it. Like I say, you really have to be here in person. I'm hoping you guys get to see somewhat of what I'm seeing. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in. I really do. Thank you for staying even for the clear. Means a lot. Really means a lot. Be safe, my brother Lloyd, everybody out in Vegas. Keep up all the good work, everybody. Random nearness, KCMO. Darn, that's cool. Like I say, gonna be having the class 2.5 weeks. Anybody can take the class. You don't have to never picked up a gun before to take it. You'll love it. No matter what skill level. So like I say, I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Hope this was a blessing to you guys. Truly hope this was a blessing to you guys. And I just thank you guys. Don't forget to visit my website to get your tape. Don't forget to get a Vanderslice t-shirt. Don't forget to get some flake. More items coming soon. Like I say, I appreciate it. Thank you for the love. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to sign up for the Denver class. Love you guys. Let's say a quick prayer as we go out. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you, Lord. I just want to lift up everybody that's on the live right now. I pray for each and every one of them. I don't know the details going on in their life, but you do, Lord. You know every single detail. I pray that you bless them. We just ask for forgiveness in those areas that we fall short, Lord. And we love you, and we just give you praise, Lord. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. Rob Vanderslice signing out. Brother Rudy signing out. Boom, boom, boom. Talk to you guys later. Thank you, and God bless.